Well, your dad did say you were made to be a SEAL. He said you have that in you. And what I want to know from what he said is, what do you think you need to have in you? Like he said, like you were made to be a SEAL. So what do you think you have that made you the SEAL?
I don't know. I did see that in myself. I realized that, I guess a lot of people kind of just saw me going towards that kind of path in life just from being in high school and being, people don't really understand SEALs are, professionals and they're not just like crazy people. And so in high school, I was kind of nuts and just like, they were like, oh, yeah, he's gonna be a SEAL. So, but I was kind of like born and bred for it, I was around it a lot as a little kid, so I didn't have whole lot of fear, or aura around being around the base and the instructors and all that. Like it's just a job. It's a fun job and it's the weirdest application process I think on earth. But, it's just a job and those guys are just regular people. I used to always really like be perplexed and like kind of wish that I had it. My dad had this confidence that not like an arrogance, but like just he wasn't, it didn't, things didn't bother him. He wasn't worried about being embarrassed or like, not doing well at something. He just didn't care about that stuff. He seemed fully like comfortable with who he was. And I definitely wasn't growing up. And I always was like, man, like, I wonder if I'll ever be like that. And I think I learned in buds that you just start to like not care. Like you just like have no, it's not like your confidence goes up. It's just like your opinion of yourself goes down to where you just get treated like crap that you're just like, what, whatever. Like once you learn, like it's kind of like the sticks and stones can't hurt me sort of thing, like, or words can't hurt me, or I forget how the saying goes, but you realize like, everything's gonna be all right. It like doesn't really matter. And so you start to realize like I can handle a lot more, and I think everybody, does experience that hopefully in life, just from the bumps and bruises you get as a kid and then, as an adult, everybody goes through hard things. Everybody. We're guaranteed that you're going to go through hard things. And I firmly believe that almost everybody goes through things way harder than buds just naturally. If you're a parent, I think you do. So I've been through way harder things than buds now, and that was just kind of training for what the future held for me.
So before we get into more of the future and what happened with you, do you have a doubt story on when you were in buds that you overcame and what happened to you?
I really didn't have like a real like crisis in my mind of like wanting to quit, other than every time the alarm clock went off and like I like in high school, my parents like literally would drag me out of bed every single day. I never like woke up myself. Even in the teams, actually, my roommates would have to wake me up to like go to work because I just am like not a wake morning person. I used to say like if they would bring the bell into my bedroom and let me quit and let me go back to sleep, I would have quit. But I would lay there and I'd be like, oh, screw this, man. This is like, I don't want to be up right now and like go get in the ocean at like 5 in the morning, and I would just lay there and I was like, if I quit, I'm still gonna have to get my uniform on. I'm still gonna have to go to the office, tell them I quit, then, process out. Like it's gonna be a whole thing. So I'm gonna get up, might as well like do what I want to do, what I came here to do if I'm gonna be up. So that was the only time I really was like, screw this, I don't want to do this. But the rest of the time, I always had this feeling of like what else are you gonna be like you have nothing else to do. Like I don't have like rich daddy that's got like a law firm that he's looking to like have me take over. There wasn't like other things that I had going on in my life. So I was kind of like
You didn't have a fallback.
no, I felt like I had all my eggs in that basket. And
Mhm.
I always had really admired people that like did have a lot of options that pushed through it. And I've witnessed a lot of people that truly are tough that like, didn't seem to affect them mentally and physically like it did. Hell Week mentally really messed with me. Like apparently I just the lack of sleep really was difficult. I was falling asleep constantly, towards the end of that week, and was irritating a lot of people because I kept falling asleep. So, but yeah, I don't have a story really of me like
That's
fight off doubt really, I guess, but just the overall throughout all the training, I just had this like feeling that I didn't have an option. Like in Hell Week, you'd be running down the beach with your boats on your heads and just being like, God, I'm so tired. Like I just want to lay down. And you'd look and you'd see in the barracks, you could see some of the windows. The barracks are empty when you start Hell Week, but some of the rooms now had their lights on with like doors or windows open, meaning like guys had quit and now they're sleeping in their room or whatever. And I would look up there and be like, oh, I bet that's so nice. And I was like, I wish I could do that. Like I wish I could go in there, but I don't have that option. So like I just didn't see it as an option to quit. Like I figured like SEAL training already when I was going into it, they're gonna tell me when I'm not allowed to do it anymore. Like they're gonna tell me, medically, you're not allowed to do it, or like, hey, he's not cutting the, the standard and something. That was like my mindset was like that was the way that they were gonna boot you out, because like who quits during a job interview? They just the interviewer tells you you're not going to get the job.
that's a
So
really good perspective. Yeah, I didn't even, that's a really good perspective. Like you're in a job interview throughout the long job interview, the intense job interview. Yeah, that's
yeah,